Yes, everyone, what's happening? Thank you for joining us. I'm just joined by one of my brothers from Men's and Mastery Academy who's just finished the 3 month program. Ron, thank you for joining me, brother.
No worries, Paul.
Thank you, mate. Good stuff. Okay, mate, let's get into it. So, can you just let us know, mate, where you were at before joining Men's and Mastery Academy, mate?
Yeah, yeah, I think it was just November last year I started talking to you.
Mm,
And as you know, I was kind of in a rut, really, with work. I was in a job that I didn't like. I was starting to have trouble with, my social life, my social connections,
mm.
looking for purpose. And yeah, I think that's where I was, mate, when we first started speaking after I'd seen you online, obviously.
Yeah, so there was a lot going on, mate. A lot of stuff maybe holding you back.
Yeah,
And then what was it, mate, that maybe made you take that leap and take that plunge? Because as you know, mate, for many men sitting on the fence, it's a big jump, mate, for them to actually
yeah.
commit to change, mate, and to commit to to reaching the full potential. How was that for you, mate?
Yeah, so it was two things. I think I'd seen you online on Instagram, and I was working. I'd also been working with someone else, a breathwork coach, and
Mm,
she recommended you to me. She said, we chatted about you, and she said she thought you were good. And I think it just started with a few messages, and thought we connected, and I realised that you could help me, the stuff you do, the community, and all that. And I think yeah, it didn't take me long to decide. I wanted to make a commitment, really.
massive, brother, massive, and there's been huge change, brother, hasn't there, over the last couple of months. What would you say then, mate? It's been what's it been like, if you like, in terms of joining Men's in a Mastery Academy? What's it like inside, joining a brotherhood and a tribe, mate, of men all pushing each other on to reach the full potential? Describe what it's been like inside there for you, mate. What's your experience been like?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I think. It's all local lads who kind of we speak the same, got the same accent. We speak
Mm,
the same way. We've had a lot of similar experiences in terms of problems we've had with work, various things, money, social life, relationships. There's a lot we've got in common, but we talk about that stuff when we've got problems. Everyone's so supportive of each other, but we have a laugh as well, as you know. We go out
mm,
on the weekend sometimes, go for a walk, go and do a cold dip, go and train together. And it's just good connections, to support each other and lift each other's spirits and have a laugh with each other.
Like there's always something going on, mate, or there's always someone to speak to. And I
Always,
always
mate.
say, mate, like a problem, mate, gets dealt with probably within minutes. You get an
It
answer to a
does.
problem. You get other people chipping in to help you, to support you, mate, to cheer you on, to sometimes
Yeah,
catch you, mate, when you fall as well, because there's somebody who's been in a similar situation before, isn't it, Ron?
definitely, mate. All that, and even then practical stuff like you need a business, you need an electrician or something like that. You know what I mean? You can help each other with stuff like that as well.
Mm,
So it's community sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Like almost to be part of the community these days, like
yeah.
sounds like a cult or type of thing. But it's just a big gang of lads, really. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
Yeah, that's how I see it.
yeah. And what I say, mate, it's we're breaking out the cult, mate.
Yeah, yeah,
We're breaking out the cult.
yeah,
It is, mate. For me, it's the modern man, mate, trying to do extraordinary things. We're trying to step
yeah,
into to do and create and design the life we want. That's my wish, mate, for every man in there, is that we all get to that place, mate, where we're exactly inspired, all of us authentically inspired to go and do exactly what it is we've been sent here to do as men, and the
definitely.
importance of having that purpose, mate.
Yeah,
What would you say then, brother, is the changes you've maybe seen in yourself, mate, and maybe other people have seen in you as well since you've been a part
yeah.
of the program?
I think probably confidence in a word. I was just low on confidence, more than anything. I think I've just felt isolated. I didn't enjoy what I was doing. There was obviously, I love my yoga, and that was kind of the one thing that was kind of I was really enjoying. But apart from that, I was like, fucking hell, this is just like not really, this isn't no a life that I want to be living.
Yeah.
And I think just now I just feel like knowing there's a lot of other like minded men. obviously I've had big changes around my job. I've left the full-time work. I'm working for myself now.
Mm,
Conversations with you about various ways I can go forward. So I think just that optimism for the future and then confidence in myself. We've been on that amazing retreat together,
mm,
loads of tough challenges, and I was like, I can do. I've come through all that, and it was tough, but it's just that in itself has given me confidence in my own
mm,
ability to be resilient and to be able to have relationships and kind of really really have the life that I want to have.
Honestly, brother, like we said before we jumped on this when we were speaking, um, just the change in your mate is like night and day. Like
Yeah,
actually, the way you're speaking, the way you're inspired, the way you look, the way you're showing up, the confidence in your mate is just oozing from you. Yeah, it's amazing to see, mate, and just makes me even more inspired, mate, to keep doing this work.
yeah,
Um, okay, mate. So the big question that I always ask, mate. We've all been that man, mate, in the past that knew we needed to change, that knew we weren't reaching our potential. Maybe sitting on the fence, mate, looking at the work that I do or looking at men's work, intrigued about maybe how it looks and knowing that you need to make this change. And if nothing changes, nothing changes. So what would you say, mate, to that man who's maybe sitting on the fence who hasn't committed to doing this work, yeah, and is maybe nervous about taking the step?
honestly, I think like it's a hard world we live in, isn't it? I think it's like there's a lot of I think men are more isolated than ever, because of social media, just because of the way the world's working now. It's really hard to find other men, especially like local men who are actually trying
Mm.
to change. So I think a lot of men grow up, don't they? And they're going out drinking with their mates, maybe taking drugs, kind of doing all the normal things, which I'm not knocking. Well, I'm not the drugs, maybe, but I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking kind of those kind of fun activities, but
Mm.
loads of men reach a point where they're like, actually, I want to get more interested in personal development. Maybe I want to knock the drinking on the head, a bit of spirituality, just
Mm.
explore these things. And these things are seen as weird. And I
Mm.
think what holds a lot of men back is they don't want to be weird. It's scary not being normal.
Yeah.
And I've realized like you can waste so much time and energy trying to be normal and just embrace that. I wouldn't call it weird, but embrace that kind of, embrace some of that stuff that isn't so normal. And you'll
Yeah.
find there's a lot of us like who are interested in living a more meaningful life.
Mm.
And it's worth the investments, the time, the energy, the money.
Mm.
Because you only live once, don't you? It's so why wouldn't you why wouldn't you make the most of it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Powerful words, brother. And I love that, mate. Fuck being normal is what I say, mate.
Oh, mate, it's boring.
Yeah. Like done with being normal, done with being put inside
Yeah,
the box of who you're meant to be. Own your
100%.
uniqueness, own your gifts, own your talents, and go out there in the world, mate, and show them.
Yeah.
Um, honestly, brother, thank you so much for taking the time to come and speak about your experience, mate, which has been nothing short of transformational, mate. And I hope many men get to listen to this, mate, and just see, exactly what's possible, mate, when they take the step and have the courage and bravery, mate, and boldness to step into the arena, mate, of men's work. Thank you, brother.
No worries, Paul. Thank you, mate.